Hello all, welcome back to my playthrough of Foundation. We're in the community of Slither Shores, and we'll be continuing on in episode 6. So last episode we stabilized our uh, economy with food by adding some meat, and so the populace is eagerly consuming that. Got a good production of that going, and we're producing a church here on the military island Fort Imagina. For our famous fishermen who braved the coast on this deserted island and set foot as the first villager to remain. We had a different villager who disappeared because of a small little bug, but she'll return in some form or another. So let's see here. We have a lot of meat and not enough berry, I guess. So I guess the mainland is consuming more berries than meat. So I guess we'll plan on moving some extra meat over here. I'll set that to stock max since it has no local production. And we do have a wood shortage presently, so we're working to fix that by adding forester's hut here. We do have some unassigned villagers. I do need to just build, at this point, builder's hut, which have no maintenance, and we'll just put them over here in this community. Which is pretty quiet. It's not really doing much. Could just literally attach them to one another. Enjoy. Sure, why not? I have no wood though, but I will at some point. Let's see, and then we have 2 gold, so we just need to levy at this point, or 8%. That's fine. We need the money, so we don't go bankrupt. Okay, and let's see if we can run another military mission. Nothing really. Very easy, far. Guess we have to take it. Let's see here. Yeah, we have enough. There we go. And I think we're pretty much full on troops in our barracks. 4 to go. And we have 2 people sitting there waiting to accept membership. So we'll add those to the military fort. Pause real quick to make sure I can get them in. 142, it's those 2, okay. The other 2 others have chosen their houses. Some even on this island, it looks like. Let's go ahead. So we gotta fix our wood supply here. But it takes wood to build a forester's camp. I know we now have a number of houses in construction, so we're just overall lacking wood. There's really not much I could do about it other than I did assign extraction over to these woods here. So I think I didn't unassign these lumber. Did I unassign this lumber camp? No, I didn't. Okay, good. I probably need to move the lumber camp, but that comes at a cost of tools. Unfortunately, when you destroy a building, you don't typically get much in the way of return. And so those are troops heading off to battle. I can't remember what the mission's called. I don't pay too much attention to those matters. But there they go. Through the wilderness, they'll be headed over here, where the trader goes. Through the woodlands over here, and looks like out that way. I think there was actually also a path when I was looking earlier. Actually goes over to this precipice, and here it is. So it actually they did create a road that comes up over the hill. Here it is. And so that's pretty cool. But we're over here in this little bit of a double bay area. So we have 10 wood, or 10 tools and 10, so I shouldn't be 5, unless I decide to purchase or build something grand again. I think we're building market stalls. That would be the thing that would eat up the claw. Oh, it's already been delivered. Okay, cool. And then the tools have all been delivered here. All the wood has been delivered, so that one's going to be complete. houses are probably going to take the wood next, and then I'll finally get the forester's camp. I might as well just set up the reforestry zone now for that forester's camp. So over here, I'll put it up there. I do want some more of that for industrial, for other structures there for now. But we would just need a consistent place to chop wood from, and I don't want to purchase more land at this point because I'm barely hanging on financially in purchasing the tools and such. But we want to make sure we don't cap out on villager unemployment. We'll keep that above 10. Let's see how. Yeah, we have 100 meat over there and like 2 meat here, but our market's fully stocked, so we're producing enough meat, I think, to meet demand. Presently, things fluctuate all the time. So the rustic church is done, so we shouldn't see an unhappiness due to lack of service for some time. We have 90 supply and 82, so we have a little bit of breathing room, but I guess we do need to expand this church next. Probably just add some side buildings. I think that's cheaper than adding an additional nave. You could just make it super long by adding an additional nave. And then we should be chopping up this wood here. Okay, let's look at this. Negative 45 per month. Was that trade sold? And that was probably from trade. Yeah, trade 143. Okay, so if I can manage not to, I mean, I'm always going to have to keep buying tools at some point until my military missions can start delivering. Once my military missions can start delivering very consistent tools, then that's when it gets quite a bit easier, because then you'll only have to purchase cloth, and that's not as needed as tools are typically for expanding your village. Usually only for adding additional markets, or if you need training dummies or something like that. Or I think I'll probably cap out at 20 training dummies. Right now it seems like there's 5 is enough for now. I don't have too many wounded yet. Let's go ahead and speed up I just need to wait for wood at this point, and then make sure my military is not sitting idle too much. Everyone's on a mission for the most part. I don't have a good mission to send the remaining troops on currently. Oh, I do have it very easy. Okay, let's see if I can send them out. I don't know if I can. Mostly trained. Maybe. I could send the woundeds out. I don't think they die if they're wounded, but it looks like, yeah. That'll leave just the wounded there, and then they can have full access to those training dummies. And that should keep them happy. I do have 2 market stalls up now, so I'll go ahead and assign the workers and the resources. So I'll do fish and meat here. It's a lot of red meat on this island. High protein. Eventually I'll get bread, and berries is, until you get the monastery up, hard to get berries. Oh, 74, that's really good. Awesome. So I just had some troops return, and I'll let them catch up. Usually when the troops return, they're going to be low on their needs, so, and it looks like many of them are also wounded. So I'm going to let them rest up. But you can see there that second one, he has none of his needs fulfilled. So when they come back from their military missions, they do need some time to freshen up. Did I assign workers here? I don't know that I did. It looks like we got a side road coming here, so that's cool. If I can build houses down on that slope. I don't know if I can. And I might back it off a little bit over here. I'll probably have to build a second granary here at the least, maybe 2 or 3. I'll need 1 for alcohol and potentially 1 more. Possibly not. 1 for luxuries, potentially honey and herbs. Because when they become knights and soldiers, they're going to require those resources. Meat is good, berries is barely holding on still. And monastery is probably some time out, although I could possibly start on now. But I did just reforest. I'm going to be reforesting the land that I was going to build it on. Yeah, I think we'll just build it over here instead, and then push it out that way, and then make this a woodland area slash for the industrial area here. So as you noticed, maybe by this playthrough, my plans, I'll plan one thing and then change my mind. But that, I think it's just sort of like playing the map, so to say. You think about it. I think about it out loud, and courses change, I would say. Okay, so this is a bit more efficient now for the troops and for the villagers that live on this island. They don't have to go anywhere really, and they have all their basic needs met. So that saves them time walking across this bridge. Should only be a couple of people walking across the bridge instead of large droves. So I guess let's plan the monastery, right? I think we have the money to do it. Let's recommend the levy. Comfort is still low. There's enough housing zone. I think it's just the lack of wood. Yeah, the lack of wood is causing housing to be low. I could put housing along here, but I was going to probably put a bunch of work sites here. I have enough housing here, but this road here is spaghetti-ish, or not desirable. I have lots of side roads here. See if they can squeeze in some houses along these other sides. But there's no one really living here except for the gatherers and a couple of builders I have there. Let's go ahead and build that monastery. Have I unlocked it? I don't think I've even unlocked it. Can I unlock it? Yeah, I think it just costs money. So under progression, monastery costs 25, and I'll probably get a request for that. Decorations, that's for... Yeah, I'm gonna need decorations. Rustic church, I'm already at 170. Thatch chapel, gate. No, I'm gonna hold off on the rustic church additions for now. Alright, so let's plan out the monastery. So the church is going to expand maybe sideways a little bit that way. Not so much that way, a little bit that way. But the monastery will start back. Right here. I don't want it too far from the granary. So I'll just pause so I can... It's going to be a very basic, I think, initial monastery. This will go right about here. Yeah, that's good. And then we're gonna, I think when we, I haven't chosen if it's men or women only, but I think I'll do both eventually. So hall, just quick room size. Yeah, this is the best one. Room size is 10. Quarters is 8. 4. Debating which way I want it facing. This road, I think. Coming through that stonework. And then so one dorm would be here and the other one would be next door. A little bit of a gap in between, some garden. But that goes against the way I was planning on having it. Yeah, I might just grab the wall and put a wall there so I can control the road. Then I want the road coming off of this intersection. So I'll just grab the wall improvement as well. But we're just going to make it a very basic one that can hold up to 10. That should be enough to get me started, and that'll let me produce berries. I don't think I need any of this other. Add the interactive location. Yeah, I just need one room for the monastery. That'll get me started. Okay, there we go. So I'll eat up a couple tools, so I'll lose some money from that. But let me grab the wall. Excuse me. Stone wall improvement. And I think that's my first wall. So walls are pretty neat right now. I think the devs do have plans to change them. Don't phone this yet. But right now you can just plant them and you can like reposition them without any cost and they're automatically built. I don't know when I'm going to build the nun dorms, but it'll go there roughly. So if I needed to move this wall, I can just drag this node point there and make sort of a yard, so to say, for the and that'll prevent villagers from pathing through the wall. They'll walk around it. So hopefully, yeah, they'll roughly, the intersection's not going to be ideal. That's okay. I just didn't want it coming straight off the industrial zone, creating too many T intersections. Just an aesthetic thing. So that's some good progress. They're going to get the monastery rolling, and then villagers will have an additional place to be, but at least male ones. I might build the nunnery as well there, and then just put a garden in between to produce berries and herbs. Herbs are... I will need some herbs because they're useful for quests, but not terribly useful. One villager coming in, and I'm just waiting for the... Okay, there we do have one tent there. I should be getting another one. I don't know what the delay is. Oh, just a wood, okay. I do need that forester's hut up. Is it up yet? Not yet. I did pause here. Planks, I am doing okay. 50. It's enough for now. And then faith, let's see, I have to wait till day 7 before I can track how saturated this church is. It should be okay. It might be getting close to capacity. I do want to get the monastery up before I expand this if I can. And then I do advise building a monastery, and this is where I get to choose if I want to have both a nunnery and a monastery for both men and women. We'll select that one. It's easier to staff if you have both genders assigned. Yeah, and I like the road coming into there. That's pretty good. That's how I wanted it. No resources to invest. Okay, so that's just a berry hunter. Forest camp built, awesome. And I've already got the zone built for that. Yeah, we're low on. I think that's because most of the meat is over here. Yes. As long as we can produce enough meat to keep this market stocked, which looks like we are, should be just fine. And then once the monastery is up, we should be good on berries, and it's quite a bit easier for food supply at that point. Looks like there's some pathing going on behind there. I should build the wall behind there. Go ahead and do that. Stop it, you silly. I wish there was an addition to the wall where you could, I don't know, maybe I'm just not educated on it, but I don't think you can add a node. It sort of acts like if you try to click on it, it seems like it. See, there's a little tooltip here on the bottom. They're still sneaking in. I guess that's fine. You can have a back door. Now let's check my military, see if they're healed up at all. No, they're very wounded still. And they're the only ones here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 training dummies. Now there's a couple here that are available. I don't have a very easy mission. Could try to send the wounded on it. Sure. I don't think they've ever died when they're wounded. It just lowers their combat effectiveness. And levy, 81%. 1/3 of the way through. Alright, finally we're getting the wood there. Oh, that's for our house. Is it day 7 yet? Okay, cool, let me pause. And so this one's only at 12, and this one's probably pretty saturated. Yeah, it's a max saturation. So I probably need to expand that church next. Okay. So go ahead and speed it up again. There we go, I got the monastery built. Guess we'll go ahead and assign some numbers there. They're not going to be able to do much yet. I do need to move that wall. Can I move it off of my territory? I don't think I can. Can I? Oh, I can. Sweet. Sure. It's kind of hard to see up the forest there, but it's fine. I really wish there were torches in this, or at least the light, the shadows would change. Sometimes, especially where we're really tall and crowded structures. It's hard to see. Alright, that's completed, so we should have a large number of fish. I guess gotta cool it on future productions because we're gonna be running out of money here. Buying more tools. I could pause that. I think the market, yeah, you just sold them to me right now. Lost 50, it looked like. Okay, now I see the forester working. So we should be out in a better place for food, or for wood. And can I build this yet? Not yet. Not in a better place for wood yet. Close. So I'll probably have to wait a levy cycle before I can start the next monastery. And I think we have 3 military missions in progress. Yep, 3 abroad. Or 2 abroad and 1 is departing, I think what that means. We're at 6 unemployed. Stuff in wallet, as many as in there I can in there. And what's the maintenance on this monastery? 4, okay. 2 splendor. Probably could free. I will need to start focusing. The first objective, of course, here is to unlock the abbatial church, but it requires 400 prosperities, not a light task, and 100 clergy rating. Right now my clergy rating is low because of my military fort. The combat dummies actually produce I feel unjustified number of splendor for the. I think each of these produces 2 splendor, which is kind of silly considering their cost is just cloth and maybe some planks. Kind of out of whack, but it's still not fully balanced. So let's see. Meat is good. That market's good. That market's good, and we're not running into too much faith. Just have some, the lack of foresight. I guess let's reforest this land. Because I'm not using it right now, I might as well just turn it into a forest. Chop it down again later. Even though it's right next to my village center. Let's remove the extraction there. So that that lumber camp's still employed. They won't try to chop it down. And then we'll add boar, create more boar hunting. Alright. Don't need workers assigned to that site. Missing raw materials. Probably need to add planks again. I still have 50. Or do I have less? I still have 50 planks. Yeah, let's go ahead and start production of planks again for a little bit. I am getting some positive wood now. Positive wood. Innuendo. Alright, speed through it and see if we just gotta survive to the next levy. We're at 80%. Halfway there roughly. Monks aren't going to be able to do anything. I can build a garden. That's probably the next thing I want to build, but that costs tools. The quest can be heard. Monastery founded. Okay, 10%. That's good. That helps me so I can mandate. I could levy quicker. So I might as well just do it. Because the debuff from this 10% net buff will balance out. Okay, cool. And building a monastery wiped out my wood supply, or not wiped it out, but at least exhausted some of my stone supply. Do we need to expand this church? How much does it cost to do that? Probably will build just these wooden chapels. They do come with maintenance. 6 for loom size 15. Loom size. It makes more sense to build the second one of these, I think. Compare it real quick. 32, 15, and 4 compared to. No, it must. I don't have. Oh, okay. I think I have to actually purchase the expanded chapel. Yeah, I don't have the expanded chapel. That's 3. Yeah, total tools. Yeah, from a tools perspective, just adding an additional nave makes the most sense. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, I have 265. I can afford it. That'll double my capacity for the church. Should be enough for some time. Probably need to add another well over here. Potentially. Especially if I had bakeries or anything over there, I'm not sure. I have no decorations and I really can't afford them yet. Let me check my zoning real quick. I have zoning there. That's roughly in line with that one. So I'll build another well there just to have more sources for fresh water and increase it. It's a cheap way to increase your desirability. I'm not going to put an exclusion zone around it. That's fine. There's one more person. Okay, yep, this island's doing well. Check on my troops. Yeah, I don't have. Only had 2. I think 1 was wounded. Now they're partially trained, so that's good. It just takes a very long time, even with the combat dummies, for them to heal up. I think there's a monument, or I can't remember what they're called, but I think they're monuments, or some sort of grand garden you can build that will increase their recovery time or reduce the recovery time. Berries are actually stabilized on, that's good. And meat, we're doing well. Alright, so overall we're doing good. And then adding this forest as a hunting ground will keep it more stable. I should be able to build this wooden. Why can't I build this yet? I should have built it, I don't. I guess the sawmill's eating it all up again. That's set up as an extraction zone, right? Yes, it is. Okay, just not mature enough yet. Oh, what was built? Oh, the well, okay. Okay, and then yeah, we're building the addition to this church. That should be. Oh, that's probably giving up some of the wood. So I can probably pause sawmill again because I need the wood again. I'm already at 7 unemployed. Probably all ladies. Pause that. And we'll go ahead and set that up as a chopping. No, this is a hunting zone. It doesn't look like it's fully saturated with trees. It's the foresters just too far away. thought that range was a little further than that. Yeah, I don't have quite enough wood yet. I could probably just put a garden along this wall. Makes some sense. Even though it's a temporary structure, maybe I'll pop it off out a little further. Stone. Use that. They come in diagonally there. Maybe even make a second one. I don't know. Yeah, let's just make another one there. So it's more of a right angle. Alright, we got some tools. Good deal. Anyone ready to go? Yeah, looks like they're all pretty healthy. I'm gonna get gold and tools for sure. That's good. Yeah, they're all pretty well trained. Alright, yeah, so we're starting to get the troops, once they get some experience under their belt, get trained up. I did send them off right after coming back, but oopsies. Well. I am actually over 12. I'm at 12 tools. Yeah, let's build the garden. Give my garden. So the only purpose of the garden is really to produce two things: herbs and berries. Right now I need more berries than herbs. This off the side a little bit. I need a lot more berries than herbs presently. Eventually you'll need quite a bit of herbs, but yeah, I feel placing these planters is such a chore. If you want it to look halfway decent. Let me just set down. I think for the quest I need in the monastery. It doesn't tell me they count. I'll just build 4 and 4, or 4 and 2. I have no granary to collect the herbs in yet. It will cost me a little bit of monthly maintenance for that. So, let's see, that's 4. I lied, I go 5. That's that, and then for herbs, we'll go just 2 for now. Everything's not quite symmetrical. That's okay. Just try to make it somewhat straight. As long as we don't have issues where objects are they can't pathfind around them, should be okay. The wall I might need to tear out. Oh, these are gonna just go 2. Yeah, 2's good. That total 7 tools. That'll put me down to 5. That should be okay. And the wood. Oh, the wood. Cool. We got our monastery up and going. We got a healthy supply of troops and the villagers. Speaking of that, last one. So thank you all. This has been Slither Shores. See you next time. Bye.